If you've ever made a Windows 11 bootable USB, there's one tool almost everybody on the internet already knows about. And now, the newest update just changed the entire setup process in a way most people still haven't noticed. Version 4.14 officially dropped at the end of April, and this update isn't just another tiny patch hiding bug fixes in the background. There are actually two massive additions here that completely change how people install Windows going forward. And once you see what these new options can do, you'll understand why so many power users are suddenly talking about this release. Some of these changes save hours of setup time. Others can completely automate Windows installations. And one feature is honestly powerful enough to be dangerous if you don't know exactly what you're doing. So today on Tech Reporter, we're going through every important change in this new release, what actually matters, what you should avoid touching, and how to properly set everything up without accidentally wiping the wrong drive. The first thing people noticed in version 4.14 is the massive upgrade to the Windows customization options that appear right before the USB gets created. This section already gave users more control than Microsoft ever wanted people to have, but now it goes even further. There's a brand new option that automatically removes several pre-installed Windows apps and background annoyances before you even reach the desktop for the first time. That includes things like Teams, Outlook, Copilot integrations, and several other Microsoft extras most people immediately uninstall anyway after a clean install. And honestly, this single option alone makes the update worth downloading. Instead of spending the first 20 minutes of every fresh Windows install cleaning up unwanted apps, the system arrives already stripped down and cleaner from the start. For people constantly reinstalling Windows, that's a huge time saver. But that's not even the biggest addition. The real headline feature is something called Silent Installation, and this is where things start getting serious. This option allows Windows to install itself automatically onto the first detected drive without asking you a single question during setup. No prompts, no drive selection screen, no confirmation windows, nothing. For IT departments or people setting up multiple machines every week, this is insanely powerful. You can basically plug in the USB, boot the machine, walk away, and Windows handles the rest on its own. But for regular users, this feature can also become a complete disaster if you don't fully understand how it works. Because the first detected drive is not always the drive you think it is. On some systems, it could target a secondary SSD. On others, it could detect an external storage device first. And once the process starts, everything on that drive gets erased automatically, without any warnings appearing on screen. That's why this update feels different from previous releases. It's not just adding convenience anymore. It's giving users deeper control over how Windows itself gets deployed. And with that kind of power comes real risk if you rush through the process too fast. Another addition most casual users probably won't notice is support for newer Secure Boot certificate handling. There's a new option connected to updated Microsoft security policies involving modern bootloaders and revoked certificates. For advanced users dealing with newer firmware environments or enterprise deployments, this matters a lot. For everyone else, it's something you'll probably leave untouched. But it shows how much the software is evolving beyond simple USB creation and into a serious deployment utility. One small change I actually appreciate more than expected is the addition of tooltips everywhere. Every checkbox now explains exactly what it does when you hover over it. That sounds tiny, but it massively improves usability for newer users who normally have no idea what half these settings mean. Instead of searching random forums trying to figure out whether an option is safe, the explanation is right there inside the app itself. Honestly, that should have existed years ago. The update also improves compatibility with certain Linux distributions, improves handling for Dell BIOS Update ISOs, adds better detection for hidden virtual drives created by some antivirus software, and improves error messages during USB creation. Most people won't notice these changes directly, but power users absolutely will, especially the Dell BIOS fix. That alone solves a frustrating issue a lot of users have been dealing with for years when trying to create proper firmware update drives. And before we go deeper into the setup process, if you enjoy videos that break down hidden Windows features, major updates, and PC tools most people never fully understand, subscribe to Tech Reporter right now, because upcoming Windows changes are getting way bigger than most users realize, and there's a lot more happening behind the scenes than Microsoft is openly talking about. Now let's actually walk through how this setup works from start to finish, because there are several steps here where people accidentally mess things up. First, you need the latest version of the tool itself. Always download it from the official website only, because there are fake copies floating around online. The download is tiny, barely a couple megabytes, and the app is fully portable. No installation process, no setup wizard. You literally download the file, double-click it, and it opens instantly. After that, you need the official Windows 11 ISO directly from Microsoft. Don't use random modified ISOs from sketchy websites unless you enjoy risking malware on a fresh install. Go to Microsoft's official Windows download page, scroll down until you find the ISO section, and select the multi-edition Windows 11 image. That version includes Home, Pro, and the other standard editions all inside one file. Then select your language, confirm the download, and wait for the ISO to finish. Depending on your internet speed, this is usually the longest part because the file size sits around 7 to 8 gigabytes. Once both files are ready, plug in your USB drive. Make sure it's at least 8 gigabytes. And this part is extremely important. Everything currently on that USB drive is about to be completely erased. Double-check the contents before continuing, because once the formatting process starts, there's no recovery option inside the tool itself. Open the program and look at the top section labeled Device. Your USB drive should already appear there automatically. But do not blindly trust it. If you have external hard drives or multiple USB devices connected, carefully verify which one is selected, because whatever appears in that box is getting wiped clean. Under Boot Selection, click Select and locate the Windows 11 ISO you downloaded earlier. Once you open it, the app automatically fills out most settings for you. The image option should remain on standard Windows installation for most users. The partition scheme will usually default to GPT, which is correct for almost every modern PC using UEFI firmware. Only older legacy systems should switch to MBR. Target systems should already show UEFI as well, which is what modern Windows installations expect. File system and cluster size should also stay untouched, unless you specifically know why you're changing them. Then comes the interesting part. The moment you press Start, the Windows customization window appears. And this is where the tool becomes far more powerful than Microsoft's official media creation utility. At the top, there's the option to remove TPM 2.0, Secure Boot, and RAM requirements. This basically bypasses Microsoft's Windows 11 hardware restrictions entirely. If you're installing Windows 11 on unsupported hardware, this is the checkbox everybody uses. On newer systems, you can usually leave it off. But on older laptops and desktops, it's often the difference between Windows installing successfully or refusing to continue altogether. There's also the option to remove the Microsoft account requirement during setup. Honestly, this is one of the first things most users enable. Instead of forcing you to sign into Microsoft Online during installation, it allows you to create a local account immediately. And once you enable it, another box appears, letting you pre-create the username before Windows even installs. Next comes Regional Settings. This simply copies your current keyboard layout, language, and time zone into the new installation, so you don't have to configure everything manually again later. Small feature, but incredibly convenient. Then there's the Privacy section, which disables a huge number of Microsoft tracking prompts automatically. Telemetry settings, advertising IDs, location tracking requests, background data collection, all of that gets skipped during setup and pre-configured with privacy-focused defaults. Most people who reinstall Windows regularly turn this on every single time. One feature that deserves way more attention is automatic BitLocker encryption control. Modern Windows systems often enable encryption silently in the background, without many users even realizing it. And while encryption can absolutely improve security, it also creates a nightmare situation if you ever lose access to the recovery key tied to your Microsoft account. This option prevents automatic encryption from activating during setup, so users stay fully in control of whether they want BitLocker enabled later. Then we get to the newest additions. The Cleanup Improvements section is probably the feature regular users will love most, because it removes a bunch of Microsoft's preloaded extras before the system even reaches the desktop. Instead of uninstalling unwanted apps manually one by one later, the operating system starts cleaner immediately after installation. But then there's Silent Installation. And this is where you need to slow down and pay attention, because this setting is genuinely risky if you don't understand it properly. Once enabled, the installation becomes fully automated. Windows installs itself onto whatever the system identifies as disk 0, with zero interaction required. No drive selection menu appears, no safety confirmation appears, nothing. If the wrong drive is detected first, it gets erased instantly. That's why advanced users recommending this feature also warn people to physically disconnect every unnecessary drive before using it. Leave only the target drive connected, otherwise you're gambling with your data. There's also currently a known issue where silent installation can sometimes freeze around the later stages of setup on certain systems. So for critical machines or important work PCs, most people are still waiting for the next update before fully trusting it. Another advanced option lets users switch between older 2011 Secure Boot certificates and newer 2023 Microsoft certificates. Most people should leave this alone, unless they specifically know their firmware environment requires the newer signing method. Same story with the Secure Boot policy file option underneath it. That feature mainly exists for users handling updated Secure Boot revocation environments. Casual users can safely ignore it. Once you finish selecting the options you want, press OK and confirm the USB formatting warning. Then the software begins building the installer. Depending on your USB speed, this process can take several minutes. When the status bar finally says ready, your Windows installer is complete. From there, restart your PC, enter the BIOS or boot menu, select the USB drive, and Windows setup begins. And honestly, the experience feels dramatically cleaner now compared to the standard Microsoft installer. Less bloat, less forced setup junk, less unnecessary Microsoft account pressure. And for advanced users, far more deployment flexibility than Windows officially allows. What makes this release so important isn't just the new features themselves, it's the direction everything is moving. Microsoft keeps adding more restrictions, more forced online integrations, more background services, and more setup requirements into Windows. Meanwhile, tools like this are evolving into ways for users to take back control over how their systems actually get installed and configured from day one. And judging by how aggressive Windows updates have become lately, tools like this are probably going to become even more important moving forward. So if you haven't updated yet, version 4.14 is absolutely worth checking out. Just be careful with the silent installation feature because that option is powerful enough to destroy the wrong drive if you rush through the setup process without paying attention. And if this video helped you understand the update better, make sure you subscribe to Tech Reporter for more deep dives into Windows, hidden PC features, software updates, and the biggest tech changes happening behind the scenes right now. Drop a comment telling me whether you'd actually use silent installation or if it's way too risky for your setup. And I'll see you in the next one.